Tonight on 16 by 9.
A child born out of a workplace affair pays the ultimate price. His mother is charged with murder, and his father tells all.
I've never thought that I would outlive any of my children. I made an error in judgment, but my son should not have suffered.
Millions of couples are leading double lives. Can your spouse be gay?
I just realized, well, okay, I made a big mistake by leaving the gay life and coming into the straight life.
Last May, more than 500 workers at this pulp mill were told they were out of a job. But now it's up and running, all because of what's being called the business model for the future.
I've been here for almost 32 years, and in that time I've seen 4 owners go through this place.
Do you ever think you'd be one of them?
Never in a million years.
That's all coming up on 16 by 9.
Please don't touch the camera, that's assault. Talk to us about this.
I don't need to talk to you.
Can you have me? Oh, I'm sorry.
Innocence Stolen in 3, 2.
Hello and welcome to 16 by 9, The Bigger Picture. I'm Mary Garfello. Tonight, a 16 by 9 exclusive. Did a mother's love turn deadly? And did she use her innocent child for revenge? 18-month-old Jayden Bernard was born into a complicated love triangle. Now he's dead, and shockingly, his mother is facing murder charges. Tonight, our Catherine McDonald brings us this incredible story about love, forgiveness, and murder.
On April 4th, Jayden Bernard was laid to rest as lullabies played in the funeral home. Police won't say how Jayden was killed.
I don't know how anyone could ever do this to him because he's such a sweet little baby and he was so adorable.
The family has only photos and memories left. A family that could have been torn apart by an affair.
I made an error in judgment, but my son should not have suffered for that error.
Jayden Mark Anthony was born on September 20th, 2007. Jayden's very existence would remain a secret to Richard's wife and family. Jayden was born out of an affair.
I can't believe this affair happened. My family is so supportive of my son, but I know it was because of my son. They loved him.
And they love you.
Me.
It was a crisp March morning when Richard drove to his office. He arrived to find the parkade cordoned off. Police were on the scene. He asked questions but couldn't find out what was going on. Then Richard got the call. A lifeless body of his toddler, Jayden, had been discovered there in an SUV. The child's mother, Jayden Bernard, called 911 from the parkade. Police say she tried to kill herself before being charged with killing their son.
What evil can possess someone? This is an innocent child. My wife found out about Jayden because she found his christening card brochure and saw the picture of Jayden. And by the name, which is my middle name that he has, she called me at the office and said, "Who is Jayden?"
It was that moment Richard believed his 19-year marriage was finished.
When I arrived at home, I was coming expecting to see everything thrown out of the house.
But he never expected this.
I needed to work it out because my family needs their dad, I still need my husband, and Jayden needed his dad.
Richard came clean to Joy, a maternity ward nurse, about his 4-year affair with Jayden Bernard. The two had met at work, and he couldn't break it off.
She would say, if I get out, she would call my home and tell my wife. The next thing that she would use is that she would tell my work.
It was tough to believe that Joy would accept the affair, much less a child. But she was calm and, stranger still, accepting, and wanted to meet Jayden.
And I called Nadine, Jade's mom, and I said, "Can you bring Jayden? Because Joy would like to see Jayden." Prior to that, I had called her to let her know on my way home that my wife had found out about Jayden.
Joy says she couldn't turn her back on the child.
He was such a sweetheart and he looked like all his baby pictures.
How did you feel?
I felt hurt, but just to see the beautiful baby, it was like, oh my God.
Richard ended the affair and Joy decided to welcome Jayden into their home.
It was hard trying to absorb Jayden, knowing how he came into the world, but Jayden was an innocent baby and the child can't be victimized, and he reminded me of him. He's just a child that you couldn't stop but loving. Like, he was just a beautiful, happy child.
At first, the Williams say Bernard allowed them access to the child.
She started letting him come visit regularly, and then when she, I guess, realized that I wasn't moving out and I was dealing with this and I was loving Jayden, she started to try to say that I was doing bad things to Jayden.
Court documents show Jayden's mother went to OPP on 2 separate occasions, alleging she had received a harassing email and a harassing letter from Joy. The Williams went to police saying the allegations were false.
I was accepting what had gone on. We had dealt with the situation between us and moved on to kind of absorbing Jayden into our family, and that wasn't going well in her eyes. So she stopped allowing him to come to the house.
If we do not agree on something, the child will be used as a pawn.
The visits ended in late November when these photos were taken.
She says to me at the time she was angry, she does not want anything from me. I must just leave the child alone. And I know she was not capable of looking after the child financially.
That's when the Williams say they had no choice but to take legal action. The lawyers for Richard and Nadine agreed that the two would visit every Thursday and Sunday at a McDonald's so that Richard could visit with his son. But the father says she never showed up for even one of those visits. Little did he know he would never see Jayden alive again. The Williams say their lawyer told her lawyer he would be recommending they seek full custody, but it was too late.
And I even delayed that. And the reason why I delayed it so much is because I did not want an adversarial situation. Because as I said, this is not in his best interest.
Now Richard Williams is left with the grief no father should have to bear.
I've never thought that I would outlive any of my children. I never thought that someone could murder any of my children.
His father vows to fight for justice for Jayden.
Jayden, we love you forever and ever. Amen.
It's okay.
Next on 16 by 9.
He just broke down in tears and said, "I'm gay." My world just stopped.
If you have a story for 16 by 9, call our tip line